Thank you for joining us today. We're going to get started with our warm-up problems first. If you're doing the warm-up problems at home and you need more time, just hit pause. You can unpause it later when you're done. The blue problem up there, it is just a stacked addition problem. Okay, put rockets where you need it. The orange one up top, okay, you have to figure out what K is first. And when you know what K is, put it in there so you can figure out what Y is. The red down at the bottom, count by 9. Then the bottom green one. Okay, we talked about subtraction yesterday. You're probably going to have to borrow. Think about how you do that. Let's have some quiet work time to get this done. Guys doing a nice job working quiet. Keep it going. Try to get all these done. Keep going on our lesson. Make sure you're watching your signs. Okay, the blue one up top says plus. The green one on the bottom says minus. If you forget how to borrow, that's what we're going to talk about today. I'll show you again. It looks like most of us are pretty far. Just another couple minutes here, maybe 3 or 4. right, just another minute. We're going to get started. Okay, try to finish the box you're on. If you're not sure, just pay extra close attention when we go over it. All right, let's start going over these. All right, let's start up here on the blue one first. Okay, find the blue one. Remember, do hands off so I know you're paying attention. So find the blue one and then take your hands off your iPad, please. All right, do I want to start down on this side or down on this side? What place should I always start in? Ellery? The ones place. So what's the ones place answer, Ellery? 12. Can I squeeze it in like that? No, what do I need to do? Yep, rocket that 10 up to the top. Okay. And then what about the tens place, Braxton? 0. All that adds up to 0. Okay. That 10 got rocketed up to the top. What about the hundreds place? Gavin? 3. What happened to the rest of it? Another rocket. Okay. What about the thousands place, McKenna? 6. What happened to the rest of it? Got rocketed up to the top. And then what is the 10,000s place? Emma? 10. And since it's on the end, I don't have to rocket it up top. Okay, so I put a rocket up here. 1 plus 0 plus 0 is always going to be 1. So I don't have to do that row. Okay. So you get 106,302. Very good job. Hey, over here, a little trickier. Our alphabet soup. Can I figure out what K is? Yeah, what is K? 7 plus what makes 12? Eli? 5. Okay. So down here where I see this K, I know that that really just means 5. Okay. So now I can figure out what Y is. 5 plus what makes 15? Emma? 10. So Y is 10. Okay. Used one mystery number to figure out the others. Okay. And then down here, let's count by 9s. Okay. Remember, all that multiplying means, okay, if you go in order, it's just the same thing as counting by 9. So let's start counting. 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, 54, 63, 72, 81, 90. Hey, remember, if you remember the finger trick for 9s, that would have helped you out. Wes, do you have a question, bud? Do what, bud? All right, we'll check after math. Okay, let's do this first. All right, and then over here, okay, this is what we're talking about today. Okay, subtracting when we have to borrow. Okay, why do I have to borrow on this one? Okay, what do I mean when I say borrow? Why do I have to borrow on this problem? Can I do 4 minus 8? No. Okay, remember the ones place, that's you. Okay, you only have $4. Can you pay for an $8 pizza? No. Okay, so who should you go ask for money? Your dad. Okay, your dad is in the tens place. Okay, if he's the tens place, he can only give you what kind of money? He can only give you a $10 bill. Okay, so if you borrow from him, how many does he have now? He had 3. Now he has 2. Okay. Well, if he only has $10 bills, what do you have now that you borrowed from him? You had 4, and then you took his 10, so now you have, okay, 14. Okay. Can you do 14 minus 8? Can you do 2 minus 0? All right, we're ready to go then. What is 14 minus 8? 14 minus 8. 6. Okay, 2 minus 0 is 2. Okay, so you get 26. Okay. Any questions on our warm-up work? All right, scroll down, erase whatever you do. Let's change to orange today. All right, like I said, we're going to be working on borrowing. Okay, the goal is to get to at least one IXL, maybe 2, because we didn't get the one done yesterday. Okay, so since we've already talked about this, okay, it should be a little familiar. We're just going to keep working on it because it is kind of tough to remember. Okay, some of you guys had it down on your warm-up problem. Some of you guys forgot part of the way, but got going once I helped you. Okay. Let's have everybody do this problem. Okay. If you really think you need the blocks, let's wait. Okay, I'll let you use the blocks later when you're doing your IXL. Right now, I want you focused on what we're doing up here. Okay, let's not do blocks right now because it'll take too long. All right, everybody has this problem written down, right? Looking around, I see some people who haven't done it yet. Okay, we're gonna do 45 minus 7. Yep. All right, well, no, we're gonna do it together. All right, I think I need to borrow here. Why do I need to borrow? Braxton? I can't do 5 minus 7. That doesn't make any sense. If I have 5 fingers up, can I put 7 fingers down? No, that's crazy talk. Okay, so what do I need to do? Eli? Borrow from Dad. So let's scratch out his 4. If I take 1 from him, how much does he have now? Anna? 3. Okay. If I take his $10 bill, how much do I have now? Gracie? 15. Okay, because if I take his 10 and I already had my 5, then I have 15. Can I do 15 minus 7? All right, let's do it then. What's 15 minus 7? 8. 3 minus 0 is 3. So we get 38. Okay. Thumbs down, thumb sideways, thumb up. How do we feel on this? Okay. All sideways and up. Okay, good. All right. What I want to do today, kind of like how when we started doing our rockets for addition, we started getting bigger and bigger problems. Okay. I'm going to show you that nothing changes if we add just a little bit to the numbers. Okay. Let's do that same problem. Okay. 45 minus, but let's make it minus 27. Okay. 45 minus 27. Okay. Remember, just because the numbers get bigger, we don't freak out. If the ones place is the same, am I going to need to borrow again? Yes. Okay. So what do I need to do? Eli? Borrow from Dad. Okay. Dad. Okay. Our family is always on top. Remember, we can only borrow from up top. We don't mess with this bottom number. That's how much the pizza costs. Okay. So if I take one of Dad's away, how much does he have? Should be familiar. We just did this problem. How much does he have, Ellery? And then how much do we have now if I take his 10? No, I just took his 10. All right. 15. Yep, because I already had 5. Okay. That was the same thing we did last time, right? Nothing changed. Okay. So now we have to stop and think. Can I do 15 minus 7? Yep. Can I do 3 minus 2? Okay. So is that problem really any harder? All right, let's finish it. 15 minus 7 was 8, and 3 minus 2 is 1. Okay. So that was almost the same problem. We just had a tens digit down there where we were subtracting. It didn't change anything. Okay. Nothing changed. It gave us one extra little tiny subtraction problem. We had to do 3 minus 2 there. That was the only difference. Okay. Let's try one on our own and I'll walk around. Okay. Let's do 63 minus 15. $63 minus 15. Walking around, I'm seeing lots of people borrowed from dad. They gave that 10 to themselves. Okay. Make sure you give yourself 10 more. Don't just give yourself 10. You already had some to start with. If you took from dad, how much do you have now? Can you do that minus that? Can you do that minus that? Do. Why does he only have 2 now? He had 6. You don't need to borrow 4 from him. Just borrow 1. Why did you go 3 to 12? If he gives you 10, 10 and 3 don't make 12, they make. Okay, walking around, saw a couple different things. Hey, let's go over this one together and then I'll talk about what I saw. Hey, do I need to borrow? Yes. Okay. 3, I can't, if I have 3 fingers, I cannot put 5 down. Okay. We're gonna borrow from dad. Okay. After I borrow from him, I'm just gonna take 1 away. Okay. So I went from 6, now he only has 5. Okay. If I took 10 from him, what do I have now? Oh, I should see more than one hand. If I took from him, what do I have now, Ellery? 13. Okay, because I always take a 10 from him. Okay. Can I do 13 minus 5? Yes. Yes, what is it? Can I? 8. Can I do 5 minus 1? Yes, what is it? Oh, 4. Okay, so you get 48. A couple things I saw. Saw some people were borrowing from dad and putting weird numbers. Like I saw a 4, I saw a 2. Okay, you only take 1 away. Okay, you're only going to take 1 away from dad. Dad's not going to give you extra money. He's just going to give you what you need. Okay. Another thing I saw, okay, over here, okay, you don't add these 2 numbers. Okay, you shouldn't be adding this number anywhere. Okay, it says to subtract it. If you're using that number to add, you're not doing it right. Okay, so some people were putting 8 up here because they were adding these 2 numbers. Okay, that's not what we do. Okay, you borrow from dad. Okay, he gives you that 10. Okay, so if he gives you 10, 10 and 3 make 13. All right. Okay. Let's do another one together. Let's see, we'll make this one a little bigger. Let's do 92 minus 86. Okay, something special is going to happen on this one. Okay, we're going to do this one together. So look at our ones place first. Can I do that problem? I can do 2 minus 6? Ooh, hey. Yeah, if you have 2 fingers up, there's no way you're putting 6 down. Okay, so what do I need to do? I know Eli and Ellery know because they keep putting their hands up. What do I need to do? Isaac, what am I supposed to do? I can't do 2 minus 6. I got to go where? Who do I ask? Okay, I go to Dad. Okay, he's the tens place. Okay, if I borrow from him, how much will he have left? Isaac? 8. Okay, now you're with it. Okay. Well, if he gives me his 10, how much do I have now? Lydia? 12. Okay. Make sure I scratch those out. Okay, I don't want to accidentally use those numbers. Okay. Can I do 12 minus 6? What is it? 6. Thank you, Camden. Can I do 8 minus 8? What is it? 0. Okay. Am I allowed to have a 0 over here? Yeah, that doesn't matter. So my answer is just 6. Okay. So that one, we ended up having the tens cancel out, right? Because we had 8 minus 8. Okay. Some of you guys are probably thinking ahead. Okay. You'll never have to borrow from, or Dad will never have to borrow if there's no bigger number. Okay. Dad can't go next door. There's nothing here. Okay. That's a 0. He can't borrow from 0. Okay. It would look weird. Okay. If he had to borrow, okay, if it looked like that, if I borrow that 8 and give him 12, okay, I can't do that. Why can't I do that? Go back to the very beginning. Is 92, can I take 96 away? No, the whole thing's off. Okay, 96 is bigger than 92. Okay, so it'll look weird from the very start if you can't do it. All right, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna put 2 problems up there. Okay, I'm gonna put. Let's not do that today. Okay, let's just try one more by ourselves. If this goes well, we'll get started on our Excel. Okay. Let's do. Actually, I am going to do 2 problems. Okay. Let's do that one. And let's do a different color. Yeah, I want you to do both of them by yourself. And let's do that one. Okay. Be careful. I tried to trick you up on one of them. Really think about it. Okay, I tried to be tricky on one of those. Feeling kind of mean. I want one of you to make a mistake here. Don't let it happen. Okay, you guys pay attention. Pay close attention. Don't let me mess you up. I see Emma didn't get messed up. She was paying attention. Think before you start doing the problem. Okay, think before you start doing it. Now I see somebody making the mistake. I see 2 people. Shh. Gracie did it right. I see a 3rd person doing it wrong. Got to think before you start. Peyton did it right. All right, just do your best. We'll talk about it. Like I said, I'm feeling kind of mean. I tried to make it hard. So if I trick you, it's all right. Trying to trick you to teach you a lesson. Shh. Let's try your best. Hey, make sure if you cross out a number, that you cross it out. Okay? If you borrow, make sure you cross out the old number. He gave you what? No. One what though? 1, 10. So if he gave you 10, what do you have? If you're confused, just try your best. Think before you do the problem. Don't try to help anybody. Let them figure it out on their own. I don't need to know what you know. I need to know what they know. Fix it then. All right, looking around, looks like we're finished up. Okay. If you're not done, that's all right. Okay, I've got my orange pen out, so let's start on the orange one. Okay. 85 minus 29. Look at the ones place. Do I need to borrow? Thumb up, thumb down. I see a lot of thumbs up. Okay. 5 is not big enough. I cannot take 9 away. Okay. Somebody walk me through. Somebody really thinks they know what they're doing. What should I do? All right, Gracie, let's hear it. Try walk me through the problem. Okay, borrow from the tens place, right? Okay. Tens place will have 7, and the ones place has 15 because I borrowed a 10 from Dad. Very good. Camden. Yep, that makes 6. And that makes 5. Very well said, Gracie. I couldn't do 5 minus 9, so I went next door to the tens place. Okay, I went next door to Dad, borrowed. Now he has 7 tens, and I have 15 ones. Okay, and then I was able to do those 2 problems. All right. On the green problem, this was the one where I was trying to trick you. I got quite a few of you here. Okay? The very first question you should always ask when you see that subtraction sign. Do I need to borrow?
No.
Can I do 7 minus 6? Yes. What is it?
11.
1. Okay? If you borrowed, the answer came out really weird, didn't it? Okay? Can I do 4 minus 3? What is it? 1. Okay? It should have been 11. Okay? You could do that one just like we've been doing all year. That was just a regular old stack problem. You didn't have to borrow at all. Okay? I did that on purpose because I wanted to trick you guys. Okay? Always, always, always start. Okay? The first thing you do I actually need to borrow? Okay? Remember when we were going over rockets for addition? I kept asking you, do you need a rocket? Okay? Same thing on subtraction. Do you need to borrow? No, so don't borrow. Okay? Okay. All right. I think we're pretty good for today. Okay, let's bump over to IXL. Make sure it starts you on 2nd grade. Okay. Going down to the H's. Okay, let's do H4. Okay. H4. Okay. Some of them, it will stack it up for you. Some of them, it will not. If it doesn't stack it up for you, then just stack it up yourself. Don't be lazy. Okay. If you want to use your base 10 blocks, okay, the block bags I gave you, okay, if you think that helps you, then do that. Most of you don't need the blocks anymore. You guys can do it on paper and it'll be quicker on paper. You guys should not be getting things out. It's gonna be way too loud. Just listen. If you can do it like we were on Notability, if you can write it out like a stack problem and do it just fine, I would just keep doing that, okay? The blocks are if you need some more help. If you don't need the help, then just keep going. Right? Does anybody have questions? Okay, IXL H4. Okay, if you think of a question or if you get stuck, I'll come around and help. Just raise your hand. If you start getting a bunch wrong, raise your hand and ask for help. Alrighty, that is the end of our video. You guys want to say anything?